What is up, everybody? It is Monday, October 21st. I did not make a recap on Friday. I unfortunately did not have time. And today, I only took one trade. It was this very small trade here. I also did not have time to trade today in the morning as I was busy doing other things at the same time. And I didn't want to risk not paying full attention to my trading and then end up red. So the only time that I was able to really focus was around this time right here. So let's get into what I saw. So I did do a pre-market plan. I was noticing how we are creating higher lows, right? Consistently making higher lows here. And we had this 4-hour fair value gap right here that has been tapped into like a couple times already. We bounced out of it once, bounced outside of it here twice, 3 times, and today was the 4th time. It is still holding on very strong, so that's important to note. And I do think we're going to continue higher just because of this structure. It does look bullish to me, although it is kind of consolidating for a bit here. What it'll do tonight will be very important. But I think we may end up coming to this high tomorrow. So this 4-hour fair value gap, very important to note. On the 1-hour time frame, coming into this morning, I did notice that we did have a 1-hour close above this fair value gap, which made it an inverse fair value gap, which I also wanted to see potentially come back down into and hold us, which as you can see it has, and we completely bounced out of that. Now we are swimming inside of this 1-hour fair value gap. We'll actually see in 8 minutes where we land. Hopefully it holds us up to continue going higher, but we'll take a look at that. And then on the 15-minute time frame, I was just noticing, a couple of other 15-minute fair value gaps that I wanted to see price move on up to. So with today being Monday, the target that I wanted originally was that high right there, which was previous day high. And then I wanted to see what the reaction was going to be there, if we were going to get some kind of retracement to come into this 15-minute fair value gap, if it was going to create one, and then to continue moving on higher. So let's see what trade we could have taken this morning. So the price action was a little weird over the fact that we didn't have any kind of drop down, and we just had a very strong trend for a Monday. Price just kept moving up, didn't give us any kind of bullish entry the way we usually do it, where it's an inverse fair value gap gets created on the 1-minute time frame. So that is unfortunate. There was no entry here to go higher. But now that we were in this previous day high target right there for the day, it is Monday. We should not expect some kind of strong trend. We could very well expect it to remain within the range that gets created. So at 10:30, we see that price just starts to drop on down very aggressively. And then, the original entry would have been this 1-minute inverse fair value gap. If you were bearish, you could have entered in there. A couple 1-minute fair value gaps, that kept holding. But if you note, there is a bullish fair value gap right here in Q4 for the AM session. Let's see. It would have been this one right there. Okay. Price closes below it. You could have market ordered in here. Put your stop above this high right there. And then your first TP would have been that low that was created there. That's a nice 1 to 2 risk to reward. Greater risk to reward if you actually entered in on the inverse fair value gap. And as you can see, price smashes that very easily. And there are a bunch of relative equal lows right there, which was actually my take profit, as you can see. So that dropped so hard and so fast. It was insane. It would have missed the last TP by just a couple of ticks to run back up and then continue going down. As you can see, when I saw price doing this, because it was in Q4, I was expecting price to come down to at least the low of day, but we didn't get that. As you can see, we only wicked and then started to move back on up, but thankfully I had my full take profit there. So when we had this pump back on up here and we ended up getting this inverse, I've seen so many times that when we get close to an area where you could get a stop raid and we bounce out of that or reject very close to it, more often than not, when we get that inverse fair value gap off of that, we do end up running back to that target. So this was my entry, this 1 minute right there. As soon as it closed, I got in a little late, put my stop above the high, and I targeted that low. Like I said, those relative equal lows right there. It was a 1 to 1.2, nothing crazy. So that got hit. Felt very good about that trade. And you see there's another execution here. I actually forgot to leave. I forgot to take out my stop loss there. So it bought back the position here. And as you can see, I sold it higher. So I made another like 50 bucks off of that. So that was pretty sweet. But yeah, overall, like these two trades would have been perfect, especially because here, how would we know that that was a good place to enter? Let's go back here. We get that 15-minute candle close right down there, right? You could have expected that to get invalidated at that point. So that was very good. Just that aggression in that rejection here, almost filling that. You could have gotten in a risky entry, but once I saw that, yeah, we filled these imbalances. None of this was holding us up. Was a very good candidate to then continue going lower and hitting those equal lows. So you had some confluences there, especially we had accumulation, manipulation below the first quarter, distribution up, and then this being a reversal quarter, which after that candle there, we didn't have any pump after, is definitely a candidate for a reversal play. So overall, pretty great price action for a Monday. It seemed fairly easy to read. Especially coming in late and still being able to find a trade was really awesome. So hopefully you guys did not end up red today. You caught something good. There was many opportunities, as you can see. And yeah, we will catch back up tomorrow. Peace.